Joining me now, that has become quite a tradition at the end of the year and beginning of the new year. Liesl Dees is here from San Juan College. She is the Director of Continuing Education at San Juan College.
That's right, Scott.
Good morning.
It's a joy to be here. The Scott and Liesl show is always fun to do, and I love the opportunity to tell our community about our classes.
Exactly, and you have a bunch of them.
We do.
Once again.
And in fact, that's kind of the approach that we took in thinking about this schedule. Our cover, Scott,
right.
if you want to show it?
Oh, yep, I need to show it.
It'll be backwards for
So
the
it's
watching audience.
Not backwards
exactly.
on mine. Yep, there it is.
Our theme this time is We've Got a Class for That. Because we always put something fun on the cover, but we do a lot more than what's on the cover in any particular issue. And I think it's hard to know everything that we offer in the 64 pages of this schedule because there are a lot of different classes.
Right. And I find that out whenever we try to do a show and we only cover a little tiny bit of what you offer in our 30 minutes together.
Exactly. And Scott, I don't know if you remember a few years ago in our annual convocation, which is our employee welcome back here at San Juan College, our board president at the time was talking about what San Juan College meant in the community, and he said, years ago I took a gunsmithing class. Do we still have that class? And I
Right.
quickly shouted from the audience, yes, we do.
See?
And I suspect there are probably about 6 people who all work in my office who can tell you everything that is in this schedule.
Maybe.
And, exactly. And it's just a lot. And we really welcome the opportunity to share what we have. And it's exciting to be able to talk about the different things that we have going on.
Exactly. And if you're looking at watching the video, you can see some of the pictures from the cover of the continuing education booklet, I don't know what you call it. Schedule, sorry, of the different things, that even just with the pictures that we can see.
Exactly.
On your cover. So lots of things to choose from.
Let's jump right in.
Let's do it, yeah.
And I'd like to start in the back of our publication and talk about our workforce classes first, because we have a number of different kinds of classes. The first are that we have academies that are designed for short-term training. One of those is our medical assistant program, and what you'll find in the schedule is that it's starting in January, but we're going to bump that out and start that in February.
Okay.
So if you know anyone who would benefit from a year-long medical assistant training, it's a growing occupation, and it is a needed skill in our community, and we would love to talk to them about our funding opportunities for the class and love to see if this would be a good fit for anyone interested in the medical assistant field.
Nice. And that is, how long does it take to get through that?
It's a year-long program.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll start in February,
it's
and
not.
next
January 2025.
Got it.
Yeah. I've had a couple of things, Scott, where I've said 2025 already.
Right.
Kind of freaks me out a little bit to say that.
I know.
But
here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
So
That's right.
Planning ahead
Yep.
is a good commitment. And it's not a full-time commitment, but it is designed to be something that works with other parts of people's lives. It's generally an evening class.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. What page are we going to next?
Next is the next page, which is page 36.
Okay, that's why I'll find it over here.
Perfect. You find it online while I talk. And this is the next one I want to talk about is our CompTIA Academy. And CompTIA certification are IT classes that are vendor neutral, and it's a very widely recognized certification. We have 4 classes in our academy, and there's also an apprenticeship that goes along with this. So if you are interested in getting work experience alongside paid work experience alongside taking classes, we'd love to put you in touch with our Career Center and help you learn more about that program and see if it would be a good fit for you.
Okay.
So super excited about that.
Right.
And one other that I want to call attention to that's a certification is SHRM, which is for Human Resources. And this is another fabulous certification that is highly sought after in the human resources field, and love to help people get the training for that and get them certified.
Okay, that SHRM, SHRM.
Exactly, SHRM.
Got it.
And then, Scott, we have a lot of short-term classes, one-day classes that you could learn Excel, or you could work on your skills as a new supervisor. And if you flip over to page 47,
Okay.
we've got a calendar that shows you all of the scheduled classes coming up in January through June. So keep scrolling all the way to 47.
Scroll.
And then after that, we have a robust section of things that we can do that aren't scheduled, but we can do on demand for a company. So we often hear from businesses that they've looked through our schedule and they know they want to do training for their folks. And so they look through and sometimes they say, oh, you're offering this on this date. Could we offer it on another date? And we say, you betcha. And we wanted to give more options for that. So we've listed more classes on pages 49 and following of things that we haven't scheduled, but that we can easily offer for your company. And we would go even a step beyond that and say that sometimes there are things that people need, that our businesses need in the community, and maybe it's not something we've ever taught before. Sometimes it combines expertise that we have here at San Juan College, and so we will love to talk to you and see if there's a way that we can help meet your training needs. That's what we're here to do.
Nice. Very cool. And we always talk, I think, too, about how I think cost effective it is to do the training here than having to send like a team of your people out somewhere outside of town to do training.
Exactly. And one of the things that we hear repeatedly is that oftentimes people want face-to-face training as opposed to online training. Sometimes online training is fabulous. It is exactly what we need, and we offer some online training. But it is not uncommon to hear, we really want people in a room. And I'll give you a good example of that. We have, for a number of years, offered a food protection manager's certification. It's a fairly hard test, and not everyone who takes it, people who study ahead of time and come to class prepared, having opened the books, tend to do well. But it is not an easy class. You're in exactly the right place on page 52.
Found it.
And so it is a face-to-face to help you get ready for the test. And along with that, we decided to offer this year a food handler's certification. This is something, Scott, that many businesses have their employees go online to do.
Right.
And it is a common, easy to do training online. But what we've heard from our customers is sometimes they want people to do it face to face. And
now you can.
And now you can.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. And they can sign up, of course. There's all the information in the schedule of how to do that and who to call and how to get all registered to go.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's jump back now to the front of the book.
Okay.
And talk about some fun stuff.
Okay.
We have both our ENCORE
Food
classes.
handling can be fun.
Food handling
Come
can
on,
be
Liesl.
fun.
Now, come
Absolutely.
on. Not that we haven't already talked about fun stuff, but all right.
Thank you for correcting me there,
That's
Scott.
okay. That's all right. Just redirecting a little bit.
Let's talk about the things that people tend to do just for personal enrichment.
Right.
That's a better
There
way
you
to
go.
say it.
I like that
That's
better.
my marketing
That's true.
verbiage.
Exactly. But that's what we've been talking about, you and I, for a number of years here, are some of these other opportunities for enrichment and learning something new or trying something new or what have you.
Exactly. And we love our dedicated audience who comes back and takes classes with us again and again and are always looking for something new with us. And we also love having new faces and new people in our classes because we've got a lot of them.
Right.
Let me hit the list of new classes, Scott, just to give you a sample. And this is all the way back on page 2 in the schedule.
I'll try to get there.
Yep, these are our new ENCORE classes. And ENCORE classes are designed for learners 50 and older. Know anyone in that age group, Scott?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And open
Yes.
to anyone 18 and older. So Scott, even your youth, you're
Look at
over
that.
18, aren't you, Scott?
Right.
So
My shoes are over 18. But yes.
some of my
Sign
clothes
me
are,
up.
My clothes are over 18, Scott. So let me tell you about some fun new classes that we've got. We continue to expand our pickleball classes.
There they
seems
are.
to be no end, and competitive pickleball is a new one that we've got this time. And another class that I'm super excited about that is another active class is a climbing for seniors class.
Oh, hey.
This is something that's been requested on evaluations. I've been seeing it for probably 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
People writing it on their evaluations that they'd like it. So love to help introduce folks in a very supportive environment to the climbing wall at San Juan College.
Nice.
So
Very
please
cool.
come sign up for that. Scott, you could try
I could.
this.
I
This-
could just.
You
we'll,
could.
We'll see.
Something
Okay.
different and fun.
That's true. In
Yeah.
the air-conditioned comfort of the HHPC.
Fabulous wintertime class.
Yeah.
Do something different inside Wednesday evenings after work.
So no ice, no snow, just inside HHPC. There
That's
you
exactly
are.
right.
Okay.
Yep, and a very supportive, encouraging environment. The instructor for that is Nathan Henkenius. And I don't know
Yes,
if you
of
remember
course, of course, Nathan.
He was both a student here and then worked on staff in different capacities, and he has had a wide variety of teaching many different people how to do outdoor recreation activities. And he's going to do both climbing for seniors and a disc golf class for ENCORE when it warms up.
Okay.
So two
Nice.
fun things to do a little different kind of recreation.
There you go. And both are new, right?
Exactly.
They're on the list. So, okay.
Yep. Another new class is Navigating Older Age Health. And super excited about that one, kind of looking at just what are issues that are particular to older adults
Okay.
in health and health care.
Good news. Okay. Good to
And
know.
It's
Right.
taught by a registered nurse. And then another similar, but a little bit different class is taught by one of our mutual friends, and that is Megan Cullop is teaching a caregiving for yourself and others class.
Interesting. What'd you
Yeah.
say her name was? Megan who?
KSJE radio personality.
Oh, that Megan.
Radio Free Saturdays.
Morning, right? That's
Yeah.
right. Megan Cullop. Of
Okay.
course. Indeed.
I'm so glad you've got your poker face on,
Right,
Scott. You
right.
are good at that. And then another familiar name to KSJE listeners is Tracy Helsfast. Tracy Hels, and she is coming back with us to teach two classes.
So exciting, right?
Yes, she did a writing show for San Juan College previously, and she is going to do a writing table class and a Southwest Women's authors class.
Very cool.
So, and I think she's drawing on her for Southwest women writers from some of the interviews that she did here at KSJE with lots of different
Right.
different folks.
Very true. And I know, and Tracy is certainly well known also for helping to found the One Book, One Community program here at San Juan College.
Exactly.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yep.
So
Yep.
great to have her back.
Absolutely. Couple of other different classes that we have. These two, well, I guess it's one because one of these we've offered before. Dean Howard, who takes photographs for San Juan College, and he teaches regular photography classes here at San Juan College.
Right.
He's going to teach a sports and action photographs class.
Oh, cool.
For us.
Right.
Yeah, something a little different.
Right, but that
and-
could be a challenge to try to capture the action, and it's not a blur of somebody moving pretty quickly.
Exactly. And I'll give you a heads up. That one is a ways off in our schedule, but I deliberately scheduled it. It's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. because it will be during the time in early June that we have Kids College.
Ah.
Not quite ready to say those words
Right,
yet,
We're still early on that, but it's never too early to think about it.
Exactly. And so, it could be a class that a parent of a kid's college student could have dropped the students off and then come take their own class during some of the days.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I like how you think.
That's exactly how I think, Scott.
That's it.
Let's not do that 1 to 3. Let's do that 2 to 4.
Right.
For these,
Okay.
reasons.
Gotcha.
In other new classes, our stained glass classes continue to be an absolute success, and I am amazed, Scott, at what students create in these classes. Just the other day, I had someone in our office for a completely unrelated matter. I can't remember what it was, but she wasn't coming in as a student. She was just coming in to do something else. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'm a student in the stained glass class. Let me show you what I've done." And my jaw just dropped. It was beautiful.
They're amazing, right? We did a whole show when they did the art exhibit at the gallery of the students' work from the stained glass classes, and there were just such a different variety and so many different techniques, and so. It's amazing.
It is fabulous.
So, audience, if you want to see, do a search for Stained Glass, San Juan College, KSJE, and you'll see the show and see some examples of the show.
Great, Scott.
See?
That's good to know.
That's right.
Cross-marketing.
That's right.
Here.
Exactly.
So
you've got a lot of stained glasses classes on the list that I'm looking at. So for the radio audience who can't see how many, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a summer class.
And that's just the new classes on that particular list. We've got a lot of other classes that are successful, and we keep repeating again.
Right, the repeating classes.
And again,
sure.
yeah. So
it's more than 6.
If you've never taken stained glass before, we've got a beginning class for you. And if you have taken a little bit before elsewhere, we have a beyond beginning class that isn't quite at the basics, but could be appropriate for someone who's done some things before. And we encourage you to talk to the instructor.
Okay. Very
About
good.
that. Great.
Cool.
Let's scroll on, Scott, through the document and briefly hit our non-credit classes. If you jump up to page 27.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get there.
I want to highlight the photo that we have on page 26. It is Aaliyah DeRay's Sharkey, the belly dance workout class. I don't know if you see things that Aaliyah posts on Facebook, but this group is amazing. They came and performed at our ENCORE annual birthday party, and they also have performed at numerous senior centers, assisted living facilities, and what a joyful, happy
Nice.
group.
Well, look at those smiles.
They have so much fun, and they have been such a lovely, lovely group. And that takes place at the Bonnie Dallas Senior Center, which highlights some of the partnerships that we have, that our classes are not just here on main campus. We offer things at Bonnie Dallas, at West Campus in Kirtland. We do some things in Aztec, and we love having all the partnerships that we do in the community.
Right, very true. And it looks like this is kind of both a social class and an exercise class.
That is, you hit the nail right on the head there, Scott. That
there you go.
Exactly what it is.
Awesome.
Let me jump for a minute, and I want to talk about how people might find information about our classes. San Juan College has a new website, and we're super excited about the ways in which people can find our classes easily on the San Juan College website. Our marketing and public relations department has made a very deliberate effort to focus the website on what our users need. So it doesn't follow our organizational structure and the departments that exist within the college. It really tries to speak to how our community and our students are looking for information. So it's a little different. And if you go looking for things in the way that you've done in the past, you might go, oh, I'm not finding the same things that I have before. Scott, if you look at the very top of I think it's
Right.
coming up for you.
Okay.
At the top, there is a place for community and business. There's a
let's see.
easy link to get to classes, and that's one way to access. But if you scroll down a little bit, so just go ahead and scroll
Community
down.
and business?
Community and
First,
business.
right?
Yeah, we can go there first.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And there are different ways to come about our classes. You'll see a link for Center for Workforce Development.
Over there.
There is a link for our ENCORE classes. If you keep scrolling down there, you'll keep going
going.
down, and
Sorry.
you'll find other
I
things
keep
under community resources.
There they
There's
are.
Community Learning Center, and keep scrolling down, and you'll find
ENCORE.
ENCORE. There, Kids College, when we're ready for
Right.
for that enrollment. So that's one way to go about getting to our classes. From the main page, when you very first log in at sanjuancollege.edu,
That one.
there's a new feature called a Program Finder. And if you scroll down to that, find your programs.
Okay.
You can search by word. If you typed in, let's say you're looking for West African drumming class, just type in drumming and see what comes up there. And then you have three options there. You could look under regular credit classes. You could look under trainings, which are workforce classes.
I see it, right?
You could look under personal enrichment, ENCORE. You could look for everything. And keep scrolling down here. Let's just see what you came up with on this. You've got a link that says Music Ensembles through the Community Learning Center. And you click there and you'll find all the options that we have for
There they are.
for our classes.
All the drummers. See?
Exactly.
That was pretty easy.
It was. It's a lot more
Which I know was the reason
intuitive.
behind the redesign of the website.
That's exactly right. And we've heard from some of our longtime customers, well, I can't find it the way I used to. And that's true.
Right.
We think that people can find things a little more intuitively and less having to know the name of a department.
Right.
There are many, many options about
But can we
ways
still
to find
type
information.
in? Can we still type in sanjuancollege.edu/encore or /CLC?
Not quite the same way.
Okay.
So
So that's important to know how to find it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and I should, Scott, do you want to do that and just see what you come up with there?
Well, now
'Cause
I'm
it's not gonna
scared.
take
I don't
us-
know if I can do that, Liesl.
Do that so that we,
Let's
so
see.
that I don't say this kind of inaccurately.
Well, here's
in here.
CLC. So
you
here's
still
Community
came up with that.
Community Learning Center.
So CLC and ENCORE, you'll still come up with information. It's continuing education, which is the name of our
That's right.
department and the name of our publication. I think that won't get you something, but I think
CLC and Encore. Let's see. I think this same place. Still to community learning.
Sounds great.
Okay. All right.
So.
You're in the neighborhood.
You're in the neighborhood.
You're in the
And there's a
neighborhood.
lot of great information on the website. A lot of different ways to find things and a lot of information about our programs. So
Very good.
We're really
Nice.
excited
Yeah.
about
Congratulations.
those
And I
possibilities.
know, again, kudos to marketing and public relations. They've been working on this website redesign for 6 months, if not more. And I know, and there's a lot. If anyone's ever had to redesign a website, you know how much work there is to go into, because you don't want links that send you to a dead end or something. You want to make sure everything is working the way it intended to.
Exactly. And I've been on a number of email conversations of, if people aren't finding things the way that they think they should or whatnot, happy to communicate about that, because we want to make sure people can find our classes.
Right.
And, if we need to approach things differently, but the overall structure is that you're not going to find things by the department's name as much as you are by
Just what it
a
is.
student
Yeah.
what a student would be looking for in terms of classes.
Very good. Good
Yeah.
point.
And I want to pause for a minute about the ensemble. You just pulled up a beautiful photo of the West African drumming class.
Yes.
We love our music ensemble classes. And Scott, I don't know if you made it to any of the performances in December.
Right, there's been a lot of them.
There have been a
Yeah.
lot of them. Just amazing, amazing music, amazing camaraderie and spirit. And
Right.
I love seeing the mix on stage of our younger musicians,
Right.
Oftentimes high school students who might be doing this for dual credit,
Right.
even. Tone pointed out in the band concert, Dr. Tone Fetz, who leads the ensembles, he pointed out the number of music educators who were playing in the band, and a number of band, choir, professionals in the community
Nice.
who have taken kind of a leadership role with the orchestra, encouraging their students to play, playing themselves, and then community members. He said in the concert there had someone in their 80s playing. So from teens up through their 80s.
Something for everyone.
Playing. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And absolutely stunning music. So if you haven't played your violin or your trumpet or your trombone or
your drum.
There you go, in a while, and you're interested in doing so, we say that students need to have a minimum of a high school playing ability.
Okay.
And sometimes our students are younger than high schoolers. If they are at that level of playing, it can be a fabulous way to connect with an ensemble. Tone's information is in here if you have questions about the level of playing that's needed.
Gotcha. Very good. Okay. And those classes, again, will be starting up in
January.
January, right?
So those start the week of January 16th is the Tuesday that we come back for.
the spring semester, right?
Exactly.
That's
Some
true.
of our classes start before that, particularly ones that are ongoing classes that students have taken time and time again, our exercise or our stained glass.
Right.
That we want to get those kind of rolling as soon as we can. When
Gotcha.
We're back
Okay.
in the new year.
Very good. And I wanted to ask you, Liesl Dees, a little bit about when this show is airing, because we know this is going to be on in December around the Christmas time, but then again in the new year in January. So if I'm watching this in December and maybe have that hard to find something for my person on my gift list, could I do like a gift certificate or some kind of other option for a class in your department?
We do that. Our office, like most of San Juan College, will be closing after December 15th. So there's not an online way to buy a gift certificate.
Okay.
Hadn't thought about that part before,
Sorry.
Scott.
Well,
Great idea for next year.
Okay.
But you could always stick a note under the tree, and then we could actually give the gift certificate. We do gift certificates for community learning center classes. The other thing that you could do,
And that you'll be reopening on January 2nd. You have to wait till the 16th to get those, right?
so we'll be reopening on January 2nd. That's
Okay.
exactly right,
So-
at 8 o'clock. And we always come back to the phone ringing
Right, of
and
course.
messages on the machine. And we love that, and we'll be excited to serve you and get with you just as quickly as we can as soon as we are back. The other thing I will say, Scott, is that if people are interested in signing up for some of our workforce classes or our non-credit community learning center classes, that registration is all online.
Right.
And so
you can do
those
that.
classes you can absolutely
When
go
we're-
do
when we're closed.
over the holidays.
Yeah.
Love to have you do that. If it's an ENCORE class that you want to sign up for, if it's something that says contact our operations coordinator to schedule, we will be happy to get back with you just as soon as possible.
January
after we're
2nd.
back on January 2nd.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Exactly. The first year our operations coordinator was in the office, I said, be ready January 2nd. And at the end of that day, he turned to me and said, you weren't kidding.
Well, right, because you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are delighted to come back and to have, people eager to take classes.
Very good. But you could certainly type out a little something, a little certificate that says
Yep.
you are entitled to the class of stained glass or whatever you want to gift this holiday season.
Well, and I'll tell you what I've done, Scott, because I've done that before
Right.
for my parents, for example.
Sure.
And, I have taken the schedule, I have cut out
There you go.
the pieces, and I've put it in a card, and then I've taken care of the registration with them because I've needed some information from them to do
Yeah.
the registration.
Right.
So
But that's perfect. And I know they're not local, so when they come to visit, that gives them something to do, I guess. You kind of schedule it around their visits to the area. So that's kind
exactly
of a cool thing, too.
Well, and to be honest, we've scheduled their visits around their Christmas presents.
Oh, all right then. See, it all works.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And we love to give the gift of learning. And Scott will do a plug on this too. You know, if a grandparent is ever looking for a different gift for their young adult, 4 to 15 is our ages for Kids College, and we've sold plenty of gift certificates as Christmas presents that someone can use in the summertime.
Right.
What a fabulous gift of learning.
Good idea. Very good. Well, wonderful. Liesl, we are almost out of time. It happens every time we get together, doesn't it?
Yes, and I love being able to pick a few classes for you, Scott, and to see, you know.
I'm glad that you did. I'm thinking about, rock climbing, so we'll see.
It could be fun.
I just don't know if Nathan has the heft to hold that rope to keep me from careening off the mountain, but we'll see.
It's a little more, what's the right word?
Counterbalance?
Counterbalanced and stable and safe.
Okay.
And
I would think so.
I don't think there's any danger of
That's true.
you or anyone else
Good point.
kind of getting,
Right. Coming off the mountain before I want to. Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go.
And you would be there, Scott, to learn exactly how to do this safely and confidently.
Very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And I'll make this quick plug, Scott, is that I often feel that confidence and joy are two of the things that we see in our classes again and again, whether that's exercise or computer basics or stained glass or pottery or beginning watercolor. Sometimes we think that all of our classes are wellness classes because we want them to be things that bring joy and well-being into people's lives.
True.
So,
very true. And I think, like anything, once you learn kind of the insights to it, it's a lot less mysterious maybe, and you kind of know the mechanics of it or the skills behind it, just like maybe hosting a radio show or running a department. You get a little more insights of how it's done.
Exactly.
So there you are. But this is the place to do it.
Scott, we love seeing our community, love serving our community, and offering great classes.
Well, you've got a class for that.
We've got a class for that.
There you go. There you go. Full circle.
All right.
Liesl, thank you so much. Great to see you as always. Have a very Merry Christmas, or if it's January, I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Scott.
And Happy New Year.
And to you too.
Take
care.
Thank you very much. That's Liesl Dees, the Director of Continuing Education here at San Juan College, my guest on KSJE.